Welcome to Unit 4, Measuring Prisms and Cylinders. In this unit, you will learn to draw and construct nets of 3D objects, determine the surface areas of prisms and cylinders, develop formulas for the volumes of prisms and cylinders, and solve problems involving prisms and cylinders. Topic 4.1, Exploring Nets. A net is a diagram that can be folded to make an object. A net shows all the faces of an object and can be used to make an object called a polyhedron. A polyhedron has faces that are polygons. Two faces meet at an edge, and three or more edges meet at a vertex. Prisms are polyhedrons. A prism has two congruent bases and is named for its bases. And if you tilt the prism upwards and sit it on one of its bases, you can identify the bases as the bottom and the top of the prism. So in these examples, the bases have been highlighted in various colors. This one would be a rectangular prism. Its base is a rectangle. This one would be a pentagonal prism. Its base is a pentagon. And this one would be a hexagonal prism because its base is a hexagon. When all the faces other than the bases are perpendicular to, or at 90 degrees with, the bases, it is called a right prism. The prisms above are right prisms. A regular prism has regular polygons as bases. And a regular polygon has all sides equal and all angles equal. Here are the first 12 polygons. Now remember that a polygon is a shape that has three angles, or at least three sides that form a closed shape. So the triangle is the first polygon, and it has three sides. Then we have the square, the pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, nonagon, decagon, hendecagon, and dodecagon. And these are all regular polygons, so each one of the lengths for each one of the polygons is the same, and each one of the interior angles as well is identical to the others. Two other polyhedrons are the pyramid and the cylinder. A regular pyramid has a regular polygon as its base. And in this case, this is a pentagon as a base, so this would be a pentagonal pyramid. And you'll notice that its sides are triangles, and they come together at the top from a vertex. Here's a right cylinder and its net. And this kind of cylinder is called a right cylinder because its base and its sides form a right angle, a 90-degree angle. Topic 4.2, Creating Objects from Nets. To determine if a diagram is a net for an object, look at the shape and how the shapes are arranged. If there is any overlapping of faces, or if there are any missing faces, then the net will not form a proper 3D object. Now, this is the net for a pentagonal prism, where this would be the top and bottom bases, and this would be the back right, the front right, the back left, and the front left sides of that prism. And the question over here to the left says, what needs to be done to this net for faces to be either overlapping or missing? Well, in order for there to be some overlap or for there to be any faces missing, well, we could simply remove a face. All right, we could take one and move it somewhere else. Let's say move it here. Okay, all of a sudden we would have some overlap and a missing side. And one way to check to see that there is no overlap or no missing sides is to just use your imagination. Just imagine cutting out this net, imagine folding the parts down, so this part would have to come down if that's the back, this part would have to come up this way. Okay, so it would look something like that. And then these other sides would wrap around. So one way is to just simply visualize or imagine it. Another is to actually trace or sketch the net, cut it out, and then fold it together and see if you've got a proper prism. Now let's practice identifying prisms. Remember that a prism is identified and labeled according to the shape of its bases. This net creates a pentagonal prism because its bases are pentagons. This one is a rectangular prism because its bases are rectangles. This one's a cube, which is also known as a square prism. And this net creates a triangular prism. Now let's practice identifying pyramids. A pyramid has triangles for sides that end in a vertex, a pointed vertex at the top. This net creates a pentagonal pyramid. Its base is a pentagon. This net creates a rectangular pyramid because its base is a rectangle. This one is a square pyramid because its base is a square. And finally, this one creates a triangular pyramid because its base is a triangle.